I'll start with some background. I voted for Obama both times. I was mostly apolitical back then. I couldn't have told you much about Obama's policies, really, or anything like that. I didn't think big government versus small government or anything like that. Back then, it was all face value. Obama was a younger guy. McCain was boring and old, and everything was just on face values. Uh, Superficial reasons to vote for him. There was nothing really. Just a young me connecting with the younger politician. That's pretty much what it was. Um, so I stayed a Democrat when he went up against Romney. I don't really know why. I guess I just voted for him again. Um, I didn't really know anything about Romney. He wasn't like Trump is. You can't help but know everything about Trump because it's everywhere. But so I voted for the familiar guy, I guess, in 2012. And then things got weird after 2012. Things got really weird in this country. Like, it wasn't really like that before so much, but like I never before 2012, I don't remember thinking like of myself as like a white guy so much. Like that was never something that was so pushed when I was growing up. It wasn't like it is now. There wasn't all this race stuff. Like, I can remember 9/11, and after it happened, the country was united. It didn't matter if you were on the left or the right. And that's really the last time we were really united, but like it got weird after 2012. Suddenly, like, there was Django and all this weird mentality about race, and it was kind of under the surface. Like, nobody was really talking about it. It was just kind of out there, I guess. I don't know. But I stayed with the left. I didn't really walk away until I started just having these feelings, this weird about what was going on with the left. And I decided to put it to the test because what I realized is they just weren't talking about things. There were problems they were just kind of overlooking, and I didn't know why. Really, I didn't. It's so hard to kind of pinpoint uh, because they don't just come out and say that they're doing it. They don't just come out and say that they're ignoring problems. You know, so you kind of have to test it. You just kind of have to find out. So I said something along the lines of uh, back when the BLM, the Black Lives Matter, was kind of getting started or whatever. I said something like, isn't it horrible? All these people dying in Chicago. You got kids dying. I'd read a story about a little kid dying in an alley, and it's really horrible. He's tortured, and I was like, isn't this bad? Why isn't BLM talking about this? And one of my liberal friends was like, well, you don't get to say that, because you're a white guy. It's like, that's pretty much what she said. Like, you don't get to say that. It's like, I don't get to say that. I don't get to talk about a real problem in the world because of my skin color. I just if you don't, I didn't walk away. Honestly, I got pushed away. I got pushed away. I mean, if that doesn't push you out, then nothing will. Like, if you can put up with being told that you don't get to talk about the real world, then I don't know what planet I don't even know what's going on inside your head. You've got something messed up, or you just believe in something that I don't even know, man. Because if you can't even talk about real problems, and you just have to invent problems, like this whole white versus black thing is so invented, it's so contrived. Because I mean, I know so many mixed families. My daughter's mixed. I mean, I know personally mixed families. I see black and white people in relationships, black, yellow, brown, whatever, white, and they act like this country is just so racist, and it's so stupid. It's so stupid. I hate talking about race, but this is just, it's so stupid. But my daughter is mixed, and she's probably the only I think she's the only white girl on her softball team, at least. It might not be the only white girl in her school, but it's a predominantly white area, and she's the only white girl. Or sorry, she's the only mixed girl. She's the only girl of color on her softball team, and I've gone to her softball games, and she might be the only one on both teams. She'll travel around. She'll be the only one. And I mean, according to Democrats, this should be like a Jackie Robinson situation, and she should be having like rocks thrown at her, and like people screaming at her, and all kinds of craziness that never ever happens ever. As far as I know, she's never had anybody say anything about her skin color. I mean, and if it did, it would be 1 in 10,000. I mean, they act like it's like some huge thing, and there's nobody. If you're a person of color and you come to my town, predominantly white, and you're not gonna have any problems. And is there one, maybe? Yeah, probably. Out of 100,000 people, there probably are a couple, of course. But they act like it's just the whole country, like nationwide. Like you can't walk down the street or you'll... No, there's none of that, man. Like, that's crazy. It's all just invented. It's all contrived. It's all to control you. And I just realized that it's just all about controlling people and holding them back, really. Like, you look at what's going on with them. It's well talked about, the single parent, the way the Democrats keep people down. They keep them on welfare. They're bringing illegal immigrants here. They act like they care about the illegal immigrants. They don't care about the illegal immigrants. They care about their votes. They want to put them on welfare. They don't want them to go ahead. They don't want them to get ahead. Celebrities in Hollywood, they don't care about illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants clean their homes. They don't care about them. They're not trying to get them ahead. But, and for me, like, if you're an immigrant or you're born here, to me, you're born in the greatest country. You've got an opportunity. And to me, we've got a responsibility, as a country to try to come together because we've got such a great opportunity. We really need to, I think we really need to try to come together. Like I said, when I was growing up before 2001, everybody laughed at Clinton jokes. Everybody was kind of united. Everybody watched Jay Leno and laughed at the jokes about Clinton and his scandal. It wasn't like all of this hostility towards left and right. If you were Republican, it just meant you didn't like paying taxes, and if you were Democrat, I don't even know what it meant back then. It just, I don't know. I guess it meant you liked Bill Clinton playing the saxophone. Like, I don't even know what it meant back then. It didn't mean what it means today. It didn't mean at all what it means today. But anyway, that's pretty much why I walked away. It was about, I felt, the identity politics of it. Just realizing now conservatives, being a conservative, being responsible. Now I've got a family I didn't before. I've got a good job. I'm in school. I'm trying to study to be an electrician. And, you hear feminists talk about women, about how, they want to steer women into things they don't even want to do and stuff like that, and how conservatives can't be feminists and all this. But to me, conservative women, if we're just going to talk about women just for a minute, conservative women are like super successful. Like my sister's a Trump voter. She's a registered nurse. She makes more money than I do. I don't know if I'll catch up to her or not. It's not like a race, but I mean, she makes more money than I do. She's doing fine. She can take care of herself and her family, just fine, And my mom owns her own business. My stepmom owns her own business. She's a barber. My aunt got a degree in engineering. And these are all conservatives. My aunt is a Trump supporter. I'm not necessarily a Trump supporter, but he's the president, and I might vote for him. I try to take like a nuanced approach towards Trump, kind of the Shapiro approach, I guess, a little bit. That's, I don't hate him. I don't love him. I mean, I love him. I don't worship him, but, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I don't think I could ever go back being a Democrat because of what they stand for, and it's even if they ditched the identity politics, which I doubt they will. Even if they did ditch the identity politics, I don't think I could go back to them just because of their views on socialism and taxes and just wasting my money, taking my money. I understand there's got to be some taxes, but take the minimum. You don't have to tax me at these outrageous amounts. Your welfare programs aren't helping the country. They aren't helping anybody. So, I'm taking care of 3 kids, everybody that's making their paycheck. When you're taking money out from them, you're taking money from families, and we're better at taking care of our kids than the government is. That's my opinion. I'm better at taking care of myself. I'm better at taking care of my family. I'm better at helping my friends. If there's a kid with cancer, I can send the kid with cancer $50, whatever, on a GoFundMe. I can discriminate my spending on who I support charitably better than the government can, when the government's just giving out, checks to anybody. It doesn't matter if they're good or bad people. They're just a number, and they'll vote for me if I give them. Yeah. So it's a bunch of crap. Anyway, but thank you for listening, and enjoy walking away and staying away.